Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting in shape. 100 miles in running. Still got a full tank. Feel like I ain't did nothing. I'm getting in shape.
Yes, let's go, baby. Get that energy up. Get that energy up.
I'm always up.
Man, because we here. Another episode of One-on-One with Bundy McBuckets. I finally got my brother Rokeaux in here. Slap hands. Slap hands. Slap hands. Slap hands. Man, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. Let me get one lighter.
Lighter.
We in here, baby. How you feeling today?
Feeling great, bro. Hello.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, I'm sharing with you.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. Give me some more love. Give me some more love. Yeah, that's my brother right here, man. I got big love for him.
Sorry it took forever.
He pulled me in. He pulled me in tight, my shoulder. Shit. But you know how it is, man. One-on-One with Bundy McBuckets. We start the episode off with learning about our guests, getting their individual evil origin story. You know what I'm saying?
Evil origin story.
Yeah.
I consider some of this kind of turn me a little evil. Evil when it comes to like self-love. So if that's considered evil, I'll say, fuck it, I embrace it.
Self-love is evil?
If loving yourself is considered evil, I'll embrace it. But I wouldn't consider self-love as evil.
Somebody probably think of evil.
Because they probably have, they don't understand that you have to put yourself first sometimes. So it's just probably selfish people that might perceive it that way. Most
of the time, you need to put yourself first, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You keep putting everybody ahead of yourself, man.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man. That's how you're going to keep taking steps backwards in life. You know?
That's my entire life.
How can you help everybody else if you ain't helped yourself?
Facts. You got to fill up your cup
That's what
first.
I be telling people, man. I be like, yo, man, I can't help you, nigga. I got to help myself first.
I'm a work in progress in that regard, but I'm aware.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, so where you from, man?
I'm from the United States Virgin Islands, not to be mistaken with the British Virgin Islands, which is the other far across the waters.
Yeah, fuck them other islands.
No.
My
grandma got land in the British Virgin Islands. I'm just from the U.S. side.
Oh, okay. Fuck everybody but the land that grandma owned.
Yeah, that's a good compromise.
How was it growing up out there, man? Like, I just figure like nobody wears shoes. I'm feeling like sandals all day, like toes out.
You don't wear shoes on the beach. You don't wear shoes when you're playing street basketball. You don't.
Whoa. Y'all niggas got y'all toes out while y'all playing basketball?
Hello. Well, sometimes,
you don't scrape a toe? You don't get a toe stepped on?
Yeah, your feet are butchered living in the Virgin Islands, my boy, but that's part of life. Or maybe like you got a little callousing going on so that way you could climb the trees and, play in the yard and shit like that. It's dope. But living in the Virgin Islands is crazy because, it's beautiful. Everybody, people are visiting, all the tourists just see all of like the sights and they say, oh, it's so gorgeous and shit like that. But we see beyond that. Living there is a whole different ball game. But ultimately, for the most part, growing up, I was able to still be intact with the culture. Right now, I feel like they're trying to re-energize it a little bit for full transparency. But very family-oriented island. You kind of know each other from family. So you'll be like, oh, you're so-and-so. And they'll call you by your last name. Oh, you're from the Smiths or you're from the Pickerings or whatever. And it kind of like have that kind of setting down there where everybody know each other, everybody in your business. So you can't really be creeping. Sometimes I'll be driving around with my mom and they'll hit up my stepdad and be like, yo, I saw your wife with a man. And she'll be like, yo.
Oh, they nosy. They starting shit too. They don't even got the real facts. They ain't even got the real facts. They starting shit.
Yeah, so there's pros and cons, but ultimately, I'm glad and I'm blessed to be born and raised in the Virgin Islands before I was able to be, pushed out into the world because we're living in a crazy time right now. And
it is crazy out here, you know what I'm saying?
The women, the beaches, it's
I want to take that trip. I need to take that pilgrimage over there to
the nightlife is a vibe.
Well, stop playing with me, bro.
Going out and dancing, we dance a little different down there,
No, dirty wine.
There's a lot more intimacy on the dance floor.
Hold up, man, because y'all not doing it like the Jamaicans, huh, bro? They be mad disrespectful with the dances.
Yeah, we're not as aggressive as the Jamaicans because it seems like they're fighting, like fuck fighting.
Right.
Like they're fucking and fighting. Like we're more like just really, really, we're vulgar too. I'm not gonna lie, but we more like hot-blooded. Like we like you literally our transition from the dance floor to the bedroom is way easier in the Virgin Islands. Like, so you give a girl a good dance, a good wind up, and you kind of it's
Oh, so
almost
you're
like
previewing the dick game to her.
hello.
Okay. So you be in there, be like,
The dick game, the stroke game, everything. She getting to find out what she about to come up on that.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, if there's, what's one thing that you really love about the Virgin Islands, man? If you had to narrow it down, besides like family, stuff like that. Like, what's one thing that really resonates with you?
One thing that I really love about back home is just our sense of like, I don't know. I think it's different because we're like almost like we're Americanized in the Caribbean. But if I have to dig a little deeper, one thing that really stands out about back home is we have a pride about ourselves. We there's it's and it could go up in a crazy direction too, where even when I go home, I have to check myself. I have to check my Virgin Islands pride. I have to make sure that my accent ain't too faded. Otherwise, like I could naturally start my accent could start to get a little watered down, and if I get back home and I'm talking too proper and professional, they'll be like, yo, where your accent is. So they're very purist in that sense, where they want to make sure that you don't forget where you come from. And there's something beautiful about that. And it kind of gives me a little bit of hope, because on other areas of our culture, like I said, need a little bit of TLC and some re-energizing. At least the spirit is there, where there we still want to remember who we are, because we were owned by different countries. We were owned by Denmark before the US, but we were always still
Hold up, bro. Y'all couldn't whoop Denmark? Y'all couldn't whoop Denmark now? Come on now.
Hey, boy.
Y'all couldn't whoop Denmark.
You don't want to go down that
I'll just play it.
Education is a whole thing. If we were aware that we were, owned or whatever the case is, it would have been a different thing. But right now,
no, I do. I know, like a little bit about U.S. Virgin Islands, man. Whatever they chose to teach us in school, it wasn't much, but they told us about all the goddamn colonizers and shit like that came over there and did their thing.
Yeah, because sometimes you talk to some people in the mainland, which is what we call it, because obviously we're part of the U.S. and they're totally unaware of the Virgin Islands. They don't even know we exist. And we're like, yo, I'm American, I promise.
Tim Duncan, mm-hmm.
Rock City, Ayaz, Ver Simmons, a couple other like Jovan Jackson, a boxer, and we're starting to get up there with the notable public figures. And I'm next.
Hey. You finna be the first billionaire from the U.S. Virgin Islands, right?
Facts. The Kanye West of the Caribbean.
Oh, shit. It
right now.
Hey, I thought you were going to say the Rihanna of the Caribbean.
Hell no.
Well, Rihanna's from the Caribbean.
She ain't problematic enough.
Oh, she ain't talking enough?
No.
She ain't stirring the pot enough?
She ain't stirring the pot
What she need to do, man? What you think Rihanna need to do right now?
I'm waiting because I feel like she have it in her. We just got to see what she got up on her sleeves. Right now, she playing the mother role, and I think it's very beautiful. I think it's good timing. I think it's about time that she gave the industry so much. And I think I heard a few public heads saying that like she's the highest selling digital artist of all time. Really? And then she got, wooed by the Pretty Flacco, and he put some babies up in it. So
I ain't mad at that pull-out game.
My pull-out game would have been fucking horrible. I would have started apologizing before I even start pumping. Like, yo, I don't take no responsibility.
I'll take the responsibility, man. Let's have a family.
Facts. And he ain't wasting any time either. They on baby number 2 already.
He ain't supposed to waste no time.
They say that the women are like super fertile right after they have a kid. So that's the reason why you will see like a lot of kids happening back to back. Yeah, that's what I heard.
It happened a lot in the communities I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? You'll see they call baby. 2 kids the same year. That's goddamn crazy.
Yep, and that's what the case is.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so we talked about something good about the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yes.
What is something you want to change about the U.S. Virgin Islands, if you could?
The crime is crazy. The cult. I think, just like in a lot of and even in hip hop culture, like I think we're shining the proper light on it to build our consciousness to another level. I think, we need that needs some TLC as well. The whole thing about being a gangster and just the crime in general. I think we need to show the community that there's a whole lot of lots of different paths that they could take other than taking a gangster boy route.
But with that, I feel like that's a bigger problem. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Because like in places where there's no like activities for kids to like better themselves, or like
resources.
there's no jobs, there's no like money for these kids to go get. There's
Yeah.
no they don't have trade schools. They remember when they took trade schools out of schools. You know what I'm saying? They used to teach like kids how to be plumbers and carpenters and shit like that
I
in high
learned
school.
carpentry in school. I learned home economics. I learned how to sew. You know, the skill sets that you could apply for regular life.
Yeah.
And it's though I feel like our generation was like the last chunk that was able to get those values and those skill sets from the public school system before it took a turn. Um, but I'm an optimist. I can't help but to be an optimist, and I also feel like if you won't voice your frustrations on things that needs to improve, at least have solutions in place, or at least have some sort of initiative in the vault if it needs funding, or if it needs like a little bit more of manpower to do it. At least have the ideas in place if you want to criticize. Don't just run your mouth and there's nothing else that you want to replace it with.
Mm.
Um, so back home, I feel like if there was some public figures that in charge of leading us into the right direction, if they really took a common sense approach to rehabilitating the island in the direction that it was, where it was fruitful and flourishing, and the tourism is still doing a great job, but you could only see the potential right there staring at you in the face, like, and yeah, I think that's one of the things that could improve above everything else. Um, the education system is obviously a given. Uh, but it was great when I was growing up. So it's not to say it's like it's far off. It's just something we need to like
No.
re-engage some
Every
muscle
place has
memory.
their problems. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And you coming from that place, you got a firsthand uh, eyewitness testimony
yeah,
on what you feel like could better that situation for
absolutely.
everybody there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But we're gonna pivot because that ain't the end of your story right there. That's just the beginning.
nah.
You somehow ended up in Orlando, Florida.
For a good chunk of time, I moved to
Mm-hmm.
Florida. I was
How did
working.
how did move? Sorry to cut you off. How did
Mm.
moving to Orlando, Florida, like cultivate your music sound?
Moving to Florida gave me a little bit more of a safe space. I like that word. A lot of you know, politically correct people say safe space. But moving to Orlando gave me the safe space to really engage my artistry in its full capacity because I was always inspired by, like say very often, I was inspired by not only the likes of Rock City, who's native to the Virgin Islands, and Busy Signal, one of my favorite dancehall artists, but Lil Wayne was a big inspiration, and Damian Marley, and I was able to experiment more, um, as opposed to being a little bit having like being stuck in having to do like dancehall reggae and calypso and soca music, which I did. So living there in Orlando, I was able to experiment and really build my craft for the most part, which was probably my biggest priority since, and it still is actually. I'm forever a student to the game, and building my community, like building with the community in Orlando, and building up my collective that is Cyclan. I still represent till my death, for in Rebels We Trust. This liquor hitting me, boy.
Man, I had a half a shot, man. Don't
I'm like, wait, this liquor hitting me. But Orlando was a good time. Like the community there has so much potential. If you know how much talent Orlando, Florida have, if they're able to just kind of clean up the mentality that they have right there. I don't want to unpack that too much because I feel like it's slightly personal still. But I know so many dope artists out in Orlando. If the light was properly shined there in a real wholesome way, Orlando could be a problem. Just like how we have, the Louisianas of the world and the Atlantas, Orlando have something special as well.
Okay.
It ran its course for me.
No, I feel like
Because
obviously you out here. So that's another pivot. Pivot step layup because we
Yeah.
coming straight to LA, right?
Yeah.
So we in LA now.
We in LA. So like just to kind of scale back, like Virgin Islands is obviously my why I was able to discover that I want to be a creative, I want to be a musician. Florida was me, really capitalizing on the urban space, pivoting to hip hop, and then I discovered that my gift of melody and pop is not as popular in the Orlando space. I had to move where the big boys are, in LA, where I could really fully expand as, you know, um, a commercial artist as well because I have, the capabilities to engage those skill sets. So I had to move to where I felt challenged again, and here I am in LA.
So we in LA.
Butt kicked.
Getting your ass kicked in LA.
Getting my ass kicked.
Man, aren't we all though? You know what I'm saying? We all
love
just
it.
I fuck with it too because I'm competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out this mud. You know what
I
I'm saying?
hate when I don't feel challenged. I hate when there's complacency. I hate when I don't like when things feels too safe. If I'm not feeling challenged something, I feel kind of like suspicious as to what's going on. Like why is everything happening perfectly? Like I need a little bit. It might sound a little bit off and like I have some Stockholm syndrome or masochistic, but I need something to at least be a challenge that I could attack or I could, treat as like a project, Yeah.
Well, you always need people need motivation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like you gotta compete with somebody that don't even know you competing with them.
And I'm motivated by dysfunction. I don't know if that's just something that needs fixing. I have a personality that feel like he could bring solutions and improve problematic spaces or people, and that's something I might probably finally heal from, move away from, because it's consuming. But if we had more problem solvers in the world, which I am also optimistic that we're going to start seeing a new generation of problem solvers, we wouldn't have to take on so much of the burden.
Well, I feel like a lot of that shit is just because, man, low-key, the older generation just need to back the fuck up. They need to back the fuck up because they don't really know what the fuck they doing half the time. And I'm not gonna lie with how this country ran.
Half agree.
Half agree.
I half agree because one thing, you don't want to bring old solutions to new situations and new challenges. But there's certain old ancient things that still work to common day when it comes to like just man being protective of women. I think women don't feel as safe as they probably felt back then. We have all these men are just being so self-absorbed or weak in their way how they have to like approach life, but it goes deep. You know what I mean? So seeing how my stepdad set that example in our household. You know what I mean? Being a man of the household, no matter if he was going through things, we're learning about things that he was going through. Not that we're all out of the house, because he was able to come and give us that safe and secure feeling when we were under his roof. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he was also very to talk about, half agreeing. He didn't know how to express himself from how he was feeling, and he was also hurtful in the way that he would discipline sometimes, or he would, express himself, and that could have caused long-lasting mental health issues, and so it could have socially kind of disrupt our growth, as his kids. So I say just have an open mind. I wouldn't just throw the old heads to the side. I would listen to them, take what sound like it could still be applied, and then throw everything else to the side. Like I'll consider it old head.
See, I think I was just thinking a little bit too deep, man. Because I'm thinking about like the people that's in positions of power now and how they're deep rooted, and like a lot of this shit is just like, it's money driven. They're not worried about nobody else but their bank account. Like they don't really give a shit. I'm just like, man, we can get them people to fuck up out of here.
It's theatrics. It's a bunch of stuff to kind of keep us distracted from the real problems that we need some serious solutions for. And I think we're aware now, bro. It's about the masses kind of approaching it from like a banded together standpoint, you know what I mean? As opposed to being so tribalized and polarized and separated and fighting amongst ourselves. Too much infighting. If we're able to realize that we have more in common that we have differences, and be able to kind of face the corrupt forces, I think change will come. And even me expressing that, there's still a little bit of fear embedded in myself because I'm aware. There's people that are fully clear, like there's super clarity as to what solutions are crucial to advancing society, and that brings a bit of hesitance to even express it, because we've seen what happened to the Nipsey Hussles of the world. We've seen what happened to tons of our
shit. It goes back hundreds of years.
Yeah,
man, a lot of martyrs.
A lot of martyrs, and you know, that's the if that's the role you have to take, you have to be ready to face the scrutiny. And that even brings, like I said, I have big, I hate that I'm so conscious sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's just
Because you
being.
see peace and happiness and in the bliss, the ignorant bliss that some people have. But I also have this weird sympathy for what they're even unaware, the torture that they're even experiencing, and they're totally unaware. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit, man, we can go down that rabbit hole.
We
for
don't gotta
real.
go wrong.
No, we're not gonna go down it today. We're gonna
Yeah,
go down
because
it
it
in the
gets deep.
future. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to keep this about you since it's your
I
first
love
time on the
humanity.
podcast.
Just to say that, like I was able to develop a strong, impervious love for humanity, and that's gonna be able to be applied through my music, to my philanthropy if I do come upon some crazy wealth, and my initiatives. So
Change the world.
Yeah,
Let's change the world.
Put that in stone.
Let's change the world.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get back to the music, man.
Yeah.
So we did give the people a little bit of insight on some real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
There's depth.
that's coming on part 2. You know what I'm saying? That's coming on part 2. But how do you want to change the world with your music?
I want people to understand that the best way to be felt is being authentically and genuinely yourself. It's not only like felt and appreciated, but it has way more sustainability to just be yourself. People want to hear your story, and if you could do it in an artistic way. The thing is, I didn't even take that I didn't take that seriously until I was able to reflect on the stuff in my catalog that get the best reception. It's always when I was vulnerable or talking about a true event, mixing in a little bit of sauce, when it comes to melody and lyrics and saying it in a clever way. So I want people to just be fully expressive, trust their gut, and just flow. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't take things too serious now. As much I might sound like I'm being, saying A and B at the same time, but you can't take things too seriously because you won't be able to flow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Let's keep it real. And that's the thing, man. Honestly, man, if I had a fucking label, if I could create a label and I had all the expenses, all the money right now, you'd be one of the first fucking people I time. You know what I'm saying? You, my girl Criddle, my nigga Dope Cow.
Oh, man, he's a wizard.
Oh, my God.
I forever appreciate him. He's just oozing just talent for no reason.
And I fuck with all the merch, too, man.
Man, merch, his brain, bro. And I like the fact that the logo and like-minded is the brain because it makes sense. My sister is into marketing, and she has this thing where she says she has like a brand crush. And she had like a brand crush on Apple and like Starbucks and places like that are just well branded. Obviously they're more commercialized, but she loves a well executed brand. So I am able to kind of regurgitate that same terminology as far as having a brand crush on like dope brands within my community that I feel like is just well executed. And like-minded is just up there. They know what they're doing, man.
Yeah, and shout out to my homie Jay over here, man. I heard on his last podcast he just did. They were just talking about not buying like designer shit. The guest that he had on was talking about not buying designer, and he'd rather rep his homie's brand.
Yes.
And I'm the same fucking way. I've never bought anything. Gucci, Louis.
Why? They have plenty of consumers. Like there's some dope new money.
Yeah, I know, but I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. I was like, they already have enough,
Oh, yeah. Okay, my bad. I thought you said, why am I not buying it?
Oh, no.
No, but like, that's not my thing, bro. I would literally, if I could just wear my homies like merch every day, I would literally just do that shit. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, like, and that's the thing that really pisses me off about people like that are in your life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they give more support to celebrities and people that don't even know they exist. They do.
I've grown from that too.
Yeah,
and it's weird.
Yeah.
Can I unpack it?
Unpack that shit then, Nick. You want a couch? Should we put your feet up?
Shut the fuck up. I feel you, and I will forever feel you on that sentiment. But I feel like, and it took for me to kind of come to this stance. It might not even. It might alter a little bit. Don't be as frustrated if support don't come. because that's not the energy that needs to be embraced. Be excited about the small little bit as it grows, incrementally. If that's even a fucking word.
We making up words. Don't worry.
Yeah. I know what the fuck I try. Yeah. But when back in 14 or whatever, when I know I was putting out some dope shit, I would be on social media saying damn, I see how my creative community and even some supporting me, but they'll support a big artist. And I was projecting that out, and I was totally what's the word?
You're kind of ostracizing yourself, too.
That, and you're disregarding the people that was supporting you that still go hard for you, and it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. And it's almost like you're hinting that you're not dope because you're highlighting the people that's not fucking with you, as opposed to saying, "This happened," and be like, "Yo, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you." If you hop on, right, and say for instance you hop on your IG story tomorrow, and you say, "Yo, I seen a crazy feedback that I get on my video last night. Thank you so much for everybody that support." I could love you. I could have been at work. I could have been tied up in my own little depression. I could have been with my chick. I could have been in any other different situation. But FOMO can immediately be engaged when I find out, wait, what? He getting respond off of this create. I need to join in. You know what I mean? Psychologically, I'm already damn, bro. And I'm that's happening. The FOMO is happening, and I'm also genuinely happy for you. Because I see my boy happy that he getting good response. And all of that negative stuff that used to be so prominent won't fade to the background as far as your frustrations of not getting the recognition that you want amongst your community. And I try to take that step now. I get frustrated too, but I'll keep it to myself, where it's obvious that my homeboy in a position where I could get a look. But I would say yo, am I putting in the hard work? And I've been doing that a lot lately. I'll be yo, I ain't working as hard as I used to, as I'm supposed to be at a set standard of output in certain areas before I even expect for somebody that have all the good intentions, but you can't put me on a place on a flat line because I'm not showing consistency.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So same with but then on top of all of that, just be dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. Just be undeniable to the point that your clique and everybody with you just representing you with so much pride and they don't care. That's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. At some point, your homeboys gonna get so. Even back in 20, when I was young and I didn't even think I was good. I had my homeboy, one of my best friends from the Virgin Islands. He's a surfer. He used to be all with his drunk ass in the DJ's face with my CD. Play my boy. He's the dopest shit that out. Right? I got a hint of how my fans could be in car rides that barbershops, and different conversations in different living rooms that I'm not even present. That's what you want to initiate. You want people to be so passionate about sharing your stuff that the other negative stuff can't even stand up against it. Right. You know what I mean? But I have to do my part. Mm-hmm. I have to make the dope shit. I have to put to that video that when my fans showing other people, they feel like they were part of making the video. You know what I mean? Or they were the first to show it. This ain't gonna blow up, and I'm one of the first people to put you on. Rest remember who told you that. You know what I mean?
Let's go, man.
That's the pride a friend circle supposed to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's a beautiful answer right there, man. Yeah. I appreciate you even just sharing that with people because that was facts.
Yeah.
That's all facts, man. Y'all soak that shit in.
Facts. I came from that place. I know it is to be frustrated about not seeing your support for your friends, or as an artist not feeling support that you feel that you deserve. Tune that noise out. Tune that negativity out and just be dope as fuck. Be undeniable. Be somebody that literally just bleed to the top.
Mm. Tell me what you think about this, though, man. I seen this earlier today or maybe yesterday.
What?
It was a meme that said 38 million songs were uploaded to music platforms in 2022 that got 0 listens.
Say that again.
38 million songs got 0 listens in 2022 that were uploaded. But they're saying people are uploading 10,000 songs a day across the planet. You know what I'm saying? So 38 million is but that's still crazy.
But you should tell me what my thoughts is on that.
Yeah, how you feel about that? That people that just uploading shit gets no. How you ain't listen to your own song? How you get no listens?
You partially answering the question myself. Yourself, I mean, partly myself. But you're answering the question for me as well. There's so many layers as to how I view it. First, I'm grateful. let people listen to my stuff. And I just want to say thank you, even if it's 2 to 10 to 1,000, right? And shout out to my latest single or the latest song I'm on, Halo Kitsch, sending me a bunch of eyes. Daddy's Girl, amazing record. She's in the semifinals with America's Song Contest, and I just wanted to send out some love to Halo Kitsch real quick. Sorry,
shout out Halo Kitsch.
Shameless plug. I love you, Halo, so
it's
much.
All good. Y'all got to track out. Plug that.
But it brings me a lot of gratitude to know that at least somebody actually looking at my name and pressing play. Mm-hmm. It reassures me that I'm still small in a very humbling way, self-aware way, how big the world is, you know. And it also, you know, it shows, it kind of lets me know that the landscape that we're in now. Before, there was a lot of gatekeeping with the industry. Now it's like independence, and if you do independence the right way, that's the actual route to take, which is refreshing and kind of like crazy if you think about it. Shout out to like Russ and Lil Russell and Joyner Lucas. Those type of business models are now like the creme de la creme, you know. Versus
that's
like,
how I
want to
be
signed.
It.
Yeah,
I'd rather be independent.
Yeah, because even if you eventually engage a deal, it will be like a partnership, or you have leverage as to how you negotiate, and
they just disperse your music. I can't think of the
distribution.
Distribution deals. Like that's literally all you need just to get your music out and shit.
Or they just have to, if they really want to sign you and they want your exclusivity, they gotta come out the pockets.
You get to sit like, bro. If I got to choose my own contract, because so many people are getting fucked, scooting a little bit closer, so everybody can see your face, don't get blocked off by the microphone. But if I got a chance to get my own contract, bro, because they fucking people over with these 360s, 180s, like these 720s, these 1080s. I don't know, but man, it's so crazy, bro.
They prey on ignorance. Yeah. And what's a more like attractive formula? Ignorance and super talent. Oh, they're gonna come in like a hawk. Yeah. I had a story that I rarely share. I had a visit from a very prominent label before I moved to LA in Florida at a studio, and I actually I turned them off by how they literally did a listening session, super impressed about what I played, sung me praises, and when I was able to open up about what my plans are that I won't share much of now, I had too much of a plan as an independent if I wanted them to be on their radar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to go too deep in
we don't
that.
Have to.
Yeah, but it was a sobering moment because I was so on clouds that I almost called the label's name that they visited me. That when one of the label heads I was able to be honest with me and let me know to say less sometimes. I was grateful.
That's
too.
Fucked up too.
Yeah,
the fact that you have to say less. No, the fact that you have to say less. Like, see, that actually got me. I remember that got me in trouble with a couple like schools when I was getting recruited out of high school and shit. Yeah. It's like my attitude towards this. I'm like, yo, I don't care. I come to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hate losing more than I like winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, like I'm coming with this attitude. It pushes myself. It pushes my teammates. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm a soldier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a ride for my team.
Facts.
You feel me? Like I'm a run through a wall for every person that I'm playing with. Mm-hmm. You feel me? The same way I do for my friends.
Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't put myself in situations knowing how I am to ride for the wrong people.
Yeah. And I just think a lot of compromising happening, and that's the reason why, like, I don't know if you ever saw that meme, but it's like it's something along the lines of like it's taking me longer to make it because I will not, ...
Yeah.
Whether
you won't sell your soul. You won't sell yourself.
I won't sell drugs, or I won't sell any. I have some integrity about myself. Mm-hmm. I still in love with the process. That's why I'm so grateful for. The minute if I wake up and I realize that, wow, I hate this shit, I'm gonna stop. I'm still a phenomenal chef. I have a lot of business ideas. I'm gonna be okay. You know what I mean? But the struggle is still exciting. I still get a rush when I get a beat from Mars or whomever produces semi stuff.
Shout out Mars.
Shout out Mars Inc. My brother for
life.
Yeah. So that's how I know that I could still run it for a good bit. You know what I mean?
You still got that passion inside you.
I still got the passion. I still think that this is the most incredible career pursuit ever. The good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
So
I feel that. Give me some more love, man. I really appreciate you coming on this podcast. I'm sad I got to cut it a little bit short. I'm going to get you back in, man, because I want to rack your brain on a whole bunch of different shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things we didn't get to talk about. There's a lot of shit I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tap back in with you. But one thing I want you to do right now is look in that camera and tell everybody where they can find you at on social media, Spotify, Instagram, you know, all that shit, Tinder, whatever you on, bro.
Tinder? Yo, you can find me on all social media platforms and all streaming platforms under the same spelling. ROKEAUX. I just made a TikTok. So it's going to be under Rokeaux as well. And then I have a Triller. People still doing the Triller? Yeah, I just got it.
I ain't seen that shit in a few years.
And it's under Artsy. It's under my creative lifestyle brand, Artsy. ARTZII. But for the most part, you can find me at ROKEAUX. Run up them numbers. Daddy's Girls out now. And then round 1 on the road. My next single is coming up really, really soon. In about a few days. It might be out by the time this drops. Blessings.
Hey.
Lighter. Hello.
Let's go, man. Make sure you go follow the homie Rokeaux, man. Make sure you follow Artsy. I am the host of the Artsy events.
And a partner.
My dog. I'm going to need to see y'all at the events, man. It's a perfect space for producers to come play their beats, artists to come play their songs, vendors to come sell their merch, get drinks, vibe with us. My man be cooking food, dog. Jerk chicken, Johnny cakes. Stop playing, bro. We out here. We would just want y'all to be a part of the community.
Facts.
Fuck with us.
Lighter.
We fuck with y'all. Lighter. Give me one more.
Lighter.
We out here. One-on-one with Bundy McBuckets. Me and my brother Rokeaux. We out of here. Ah! But they got up here.
I'm getting that. Gotta make room for a fat nigga. Getting mine, give a fuck what you got, nigga. I was down, I was broke, I was that nigga. I was fried, I survived, I ain't tired. I just put all the talk to the side. Went from the thought to this nigga to God. Bars is hard, but this nigga look soft. Polos and loafers and drip before so I'm grown.